Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to Telling Time. In this video, I'm excited to present a very unique watch from a cool microbrand, Tennet, with their latest release, the Somerset Vermillion. I first took notice of Tennet Watch Corporation as I stumbled across some YouTube video of the Somerset, so I reached out to them and got in contact with Royce and Wan Yu from Tennet, who have been super nice and accommodating to send in a model for review. So, the story of Tennet is similar to many others, with the co-founder Royce being a long-time watch fanatic and deciding to start his own brand operating out of Singapore. But what I admire about the brand is how Royce decided to pave his own way in the industry and carve out an original design philosophy which combines classical aesthetics with modern mechanical mastery. Thus far, Tennet has released its first line of watches, the Somerset line, and today we have the Vermillion model in for review. So, without further ado, let's get into an unboxing. So the watch arrives in a grey outer box with the Tennet logo on top, which is quite a standard outer packaging for most independent watches. Opening the box, we have a little thank you card which contains a bit more information about the brand as well as your warranty card. And what's cool about Tennet watches is that they offer a lifetime warranty for manufacturer faults on the watch. Inside here, we have the inner box, which is actually a leather watch case in the classic Saffiano style finish. The case is actually branded with the Deluxe logo, and it seems like Tennet has some sort of partnership with Deluxe, as their straps are also made by Deluxe, which I think is pretty awesome. Now, unzipping the case reveals the Tennet Somerset Vermillion watch in all its glory. The interior of the watch case has a plush finish and also comes with its own cushion. Overall, I'm quite impressed by this watch's packaging, as like other brands such as Dan Henry, the packaging doubles up as a practical travel case for the watch itself. And I think it's awesome when brands do this because it just makes so much sense, and not even your luxury brands do the same. There are definitely many things to unpack with the watch design, and the first has to be the case. The case has a very unique construction and finish with its welded, horn-shaped lugs that are unlike anything out there. The lugs are finished in half brushing and half high polish, and this interplay of finishes is a motif that is repeated in elements such as the mid-case, chapter ring, and case back. Overall, I would say the case design and finishing gives the watch a very unique and classy look. Moving on to the dial itself, the dial again is a combination of textures with its sunray red finish surrounded by a grainy textured ring and then by a brushed steel ring. At the 12, 3, 6 and 9 are teardrop indices, which is another unique design element from Tennet watches, and the remaining markers are stick markers. And just outside of the markers we have small lume pips. For the hour and minutes hand again, we see the teardrop motif with the semi-skeletonized hands and the seconds hand featuring a teardrop tip with a small anchor-shaped counterbalance. With so many different elements, surprisingly the use of the teardrop design motif really brings the dial together, and I can say that nothing looks out of place on the dial. As for the crown, again we have an original design with the domino style scored knurling and signed with a red dot to pay homage to the colours of Singapore. Turning the watch over reveals its heartbeat, the Sellita SW201 hand-wound movement, which features a bit of perlage finishing and blued screws in this model. The SW201, while not as historied as something like the Peugeot 7001, is still a top-grade Swiss hand-wound movement that brings reliability to the watch. It is quite therapeutic to watch that oversized balance wheel ticking away behind the sapphire caseback as the watch runs, and this is not something that you can see so prominently on every other watch movement. And finally, the watch is paired with a rather sporty, color-matched white leather strap with red stitching. The strap is a collaborative design between Tennet and acclaimed strap artisans Deluxe from Singapore. Showcasing the watch on my 6.5-inch wrist, it wears exceptionally well and feels quite comfortable with its lightweight movement and case. Turning to the side, the horn lugs are turned down very well to hug the wrist. There are numerous pros and cons with the watch, and the first and biggest pro that I have to give Tennet is their unique design. After spending time with the watch in person, it is very evident that this watch design is a product of love and passion, and from that came a watch that is truly one of a kind with its own design style and motifs that don't draw too much upon existing designs. As a microbrand, I think this is not easy to achieve, so I definitely have to give Tennet big props for that. The second pro of this watch is the versatility and wearability. As I mentioned before, the case shape is very comfortable to wear, and with its rated 200 meters of water resistance, this is a watch that can really accompany you for almost all daily activities. And with quick release spring bars on the strap, you can easily change it out for a rubber strap when doing water activities. As for the cons of the watch, the first one that stood out to me was the legibility. As with other watches with a similar hybrid dressy and sporty style, such as the Galvan Loimu, the semi-skeletonized steel hands and stick markers against the dark red sunray dial does present some legibility issues in different lighting conditions, especially as it seems like the anti-reflective coating application on the watch isn't particularly strong. And not to mention, with only small lume pips, the low light legibility of the watch is not the greatest. The second con is a subjective one, and that is the dial design. With a design that blends both sporty and dressy aesthetics, I wonder if the design could have come out stronger if they had focused on just one aesthetic. As it is, while wearing the watch, I didn't feel like the design language stood out as definitively sporty or dressy, and it ended up feeling a bit unassuming in person. The final con is not one that I like to highlight, but one that I should touch on, and that is the price. Coming in at 1800 Australian dollars, the watch enters into what I think is one of the toughest and most competitive segments of the affordable watch market. And personally speaking, I do think that this price is justified for an all-original design featuring uniquely manufactured parts, a Swiss hand-wound movement, and straps and watch case from Deluxe. But at this price point, this watch definitely has some tough competition, and many could think that it's not worth the price. And as one final note, the strap on the watch that I received did come a bit mangled due to the way that it was shipped in the cushion, which was a bit disappointing. I did speak to Royce about this, and he mentioned that it was due to the pliable properties of the leather strap, and with use over time, it should be straightened out. However, I think perhaps it would have been better to ship the watch on a soft cushion to avoid this in the future. Ultimately, the Tennet Somerset Vermillion is a watch for true watch enthusiasts. Those who can appreciate the original design details and a well thought out design philosophy, and also enjoy a reliable and versatile piece in their collection. I hope you enjoyed my review, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel for more independent watch reviews. Don't forget to like the video and let me know what you think of the watch. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next one.